Alright 13ies, welcome back. We are reviewing Logan today. Now, I'm sorry that it's a bit delayed. The movie has been out for a little while. I watched this twice. 2 times over the weekend. I fucking loved it that much. It is an absolute masterpiece when it comes to a Marvel type movie, X-Men or a Wolverine film. Now, being a hardcore Wolverine fan, he's my all-time favorite character, you know, ever since I was growing up, watching the X-Men cartoons, getting ready for primary school. I always loved Wolverine. I actually got something really cool recently. I bought this print signed by the man, Greg Horn himself. He looks so unimpressed at the Wolverine film that's coming out. It's like a clash between cartoon character and real life Wolverine. Now, we haven't got to see Wolverine in his fucking yellow suit, so I was hoping in Logan we'd bust out the yellow suit. I'm not going to reveal whether or not that actually happens or not, but most of us Wolverine fans have always wanted to see that iconic yellow suit. Now, this film is very difficult to talk about without spoilers. Now, I made sure I didn't watch any trailers, didn't read anything, didn't watch any reviews, just ignored social media altogether when it came to Logan, because I wanted to enjoy every minute. I didn't want to have any part of the story ruined for me. I wanted it all to be a big surprise, and god damn it, it was a big surprise. I couldn't believe some of the shit that we're treated to in this film. Now, this is kind of what makes it very difficult to talk about, because I'm going to put myself in your shoes and think, if I'm a hardcore Wolverine fan, which I am, what would I want to know about, and how much would I want spoiled for me? Now, I know some of you have already seen the film, so I'm going to talk about spoilers at the end. I'm going to give you a brief rundown on what the film is about, and then give it a score and tell you how fucking good it is. It's fucking awesome. But then it's up to you whether you want to listen to my spoiler section at the very end. If you've seen the movie, then you know what happens. You can come into the spoilers. If you haven't, man, there's a lot of shit that happens pretty early on in this film that I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe some of the shit that happened, and I'm really glad that none of it was spoiled for me. It was all a big surprise. Couldn't believe it. So basically the film is set in a semi-post-apocalyptic time. Judging by whenever I was on social media and sort of avoided trailers and flicked through photos and stuff like that, I was like, get away from me. It did look very post-apocalyptic, like Mad Max desert style, but it turns out that that's kind of just where Wolverine and Charles Xavier have been hiding out. It's set in a time where mutants are pretty much obliterated. They don't exist. There's only a few left, and it's actually revealed what killed them out, what made them die out towards the end of the film. So everything's explained, but goddamn, this is set way too forward in time for me. It's like almost the X-Men universe as we know it is over. You know, there's so many more films that I'm hoping that they make. It's a very, they don't really touch on whether this is an alternate dimension or not, but I'm pretty sure this is like another dimension. This is out of this world shit going on. And with a lot of the things that happen throughout the film, I really hope it is an alternate dimension and we go back to the X-Men universe as we know it. I don't know. Having said that, I've probably already said too much there, but it's an awesome masterpiece of a film. Logan, aka Wolverine, is a very weakened, aged, and sick man in this. You can it's very frustrating to watch for a hardcore Wolverine fan like myself, because we're used to seeing this strong, really cocky, unbelievably brutal character in Wolverine that heals up really quick when he's hurt. It's like the guy's indestructible. His healing powers aren't working very well in this. He's coughing a lot, so it's kind of tipping that he's got some sort of illness growing from the inside. They don't really touch on it, but it's very, very noticeable. And when he's attacked, he's nowhere near as strong or as skillful as he used to be, but it's great that if he is pissed off really bad, we still see that brutal frenzy that Wolverine gets into, and he just, you know, slices shit up and kills shit. There is a lot of amazing action in this movie. I think it was lacking a little bit. I would have liked a bit more action. Like, the story was top notch. I would have liked, if this is the end of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I wanted to see a little bit more blood, a little bit more action. There's a few really great sequences with Hugh Jackman. Oh man, I just wish I could talk about it right now. But there's some awesome sequences with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in this. But I think they definitely could have, if anything, had a bit more action. Now, I've mentioned that Logan, aka Wolverine, is really old and he's sick and he's really weakened. Oh man, Charles Xavier is even worse. Like, he can't really control his brain powers anymore. He's having these seizures and stuff, and he's like on the brink of death, mate. They made him look old as fuck in this, and you can actually, oh man, you draw an emotional connection with these characters. They're both just so old and clearly on their way out, and you're kind of just sitting there hoping, please don't let anything happen where these characters die off or anything like that. So it's really like on the edge of your seat type shit. So other than that, there's also a little bit more to the story where it's revealed the government or some organization in this film in the very distant future was doing a lot of experiments trying to make mutants into soldiers, trying to control them, and there's a group of kids that are on the run because this organization or the government, whatever the hell they are, they actually discovered a way to create mutants from scratch using DNA from other mutants. So there's a bit of a backstory with these kids on the run, and obviously Logan kind of interacts with them and the story kind of progresses from there. I wish I could tell you a bit more about that right now, but I can't at the moment. That is all that I'll say. And obviously the government can create mutants from scratch now and have complete control over them, which they couldn't have with the kids because the kids were natural born mutants, so they couldn't control them. They still had that sort of, human nature about them, whereas what they've created, these clones or whatever the hell you want to call them, they're fully controllable because they were never human. So that's pretty much what this film is about in a nutshell. I'm going to talk about spoilers real soon. Before that, I'm going to give this shit a rating. On the Bannock scale of 13, Logan gets a well-deserved 12. It's not even a fault, but the only thing I personally wanted to see was a little bit more action, particularly if this is Hugh Jackman's last outing as Wolverine. Man, I hope it is, and I hope the success of this film. I don't give a shit how much movie studios need to pay Hugh Jackman. There's only one Wolverine. They need to make more movies. Now, onto the spoilers. The movies are 12. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave now, because everything that I mentioned is probably all that I'd want to hear if I was watching a review to this movie, trying to decide whether to go watch it. Go fucking watch it, trust me, it's definitely worth it. Now, the thing that I'm most excited for, and we learned this early on, is X-23 or X-23, who a lot of us nerds that read comics and are familiar with the X-Men universe know it's the female Wolverine. Fucking female Wolverine is here. A little bit younger than I would have liked, but I think it's necessary for the introduction part of the character. They definitely nailed it, and as soon as she was revealed, I was like, what the fuck, no way. It was I could kind of see where it was going. I didn't know that X-23 was actually in this movie. I thought she might have had similar powers to Charles Xavier at first when she was introduced, and obviously introduced as a mutant. But then when I found out, I'm like, oh man, X-23 is here. Fucking awesome. I've always loved the female Wolverine character. Guess what? She's here. Obviously, this can create a bunch of spin-off movies now with X-23. They better not fucking cast Angelina Jolie to play X-23. They need to go with someone new. There is also an evil clone of Wolverine, a much younger, more brutal Hugh Jackman version of Wolverine. Holy shit, this guy tears shit up insanely, and of course, it's a Wolverine versus Wolverine battle that we see a couple times in the film. I thought that was fucking awesome as well. It kind of came out of nowhere. They're obviously using Wolverine's mutant DNA to create these other mutants that are like him, which is why I haven't mentioned those kids earlier on. They don't need these kids anymore. They're actually on the run, and this organization, the government, whatever you want to call them, is trying to hunt them down and pretty much kill them off so they can control all of the mutants in the world from now on. And holy shit, Charles Xavier, dead. They killed off Charles Xavier. You could kind of see that coming. I didn't agree with, well, I guess they couldn't avoid killing off Wolverine, but you can't kill my fucking favourite character ever. Better be an alternate universe. He better be back soon. I just can't accept it. Yeah, but having said that, the movie is absolutely sensational. It's a masterpiece. You guys have to go watch it. Those are pretty much the spoilers that I was dying to get out. X-23, big positive. Fucking awesome. Always wanted to see X-23. Wolverine dying, pretty shit. I suppose it's kind of necessary in this story. It was going to happen, he was already dying anyway. from this sickness, tipping cancer. Charles Xavier, you could always see that he was on his way out. I could sort of feel that he was going to die any minute in the film. But where they go from here is what's killing me. I really want to know, was this an alternate dimension? You know, is there another dimension where the X-Men are still killing shit and living freely and they're all still alive and strong and powerful and healthy? I don't know. Is this really going to be the last Hugh Jackman Wolverine that we see? The way that they've done the movie, it looks like it is, which makes me really sad because it's just so fucking awesome as Wolverine. But I am looking forward to some X-23, X-23 spin-off movies for sure. Hopefully they make them. And hopefully they choose the right actress for the job. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Logan, guys. Go and watch this shit. It's a 12 out of 13 for me. Action is lacking just a little bit. I want to see Hugh Jackman rip shit up a little bit more, but holy shit, there's an awesome scene where he has this green serum that gives him this ultra powerful energy and it increases his healing abilities and everything. So it's like the old Wolverine that we know, and he just tears shit up insanely. I just wish that lasted a bit longer. You know, he injected so much of that green serum, it didn't last very long. We literally got like 2 or 3 minutes of him going crazy. Surely it would have lasted longer, you know, could have lasted 20 minutes at least. And I was just hoping that he'd get his hands on more of that shit, because when it kind of gets to the end and kills all the soldiers he needs to, he gets finally down to the end and meets the guy that's actually responsible for wiping out the mutants, and he was fucked. He had no more to give, poor old Wolverine. But anyway, go watch the movie, guys. It is sensational. Sorry for my swearing. I'm still pretty pumped. I'm going to go for a third viewing. I don't know when, maybe this coming weekend. Sorry for the delay in my review. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think, and make sure you subscribe, show your support, keep coming back to Panic 13.